How did we go from slinging rocks at castles in medieval times to sitting on our butts chasing penny stocks? What life is a trip. Here we go. 5 seconds. Follow your rules. Gap scanner's sort of weaker, so don't do anything stupid. I might go ZVSA at the open. I don't have my charts situated. That's okay. I've been usually taking large losses at the open. Wow. Told you. I literally said, I was like, I've been usually taking large losses at the open. Goes in, loses $300 in a millisecond. I just want to go home. Wait, I am home. I should have traded Mullen. I took a risk on ZVSA, but what the heck? Being that I lost $300 already on that one ticker, I'm kind of losing desire. That's funny. That bid does not come up super great. Hollow. What is okay, Mullen? Oh my gosh. Could come up to 450. It's very shaky. It looks like it's going to be hard to get good fills on this. Like, look at that. Barely can get a good win on this thing. I don't trust it. $200 in the hole starting off this Monday. This is a maybe. Got a great fill there on ZVSA so far. Trying to see if we have a rebound. I got to cut it if it drops on me. Got to cut it right there. That hesitation. Because of the spreads on this one. I don't trust this. We better come back to this thing. Ah, shoot. Seems quite strong. Didn't even break through the high part there. CVSA made a nice little pop here. Wow. I'm cutting it there. CVSA is kind of hard to trust as well. What a day. I have about $100 of profit. That's it. Let's see. Should we even look? NIVF. Morning, Clemendor. CGC. Yikes. Maybe I just take the $120 Green Day and call it a Monday. I think we're up 75, or are we up 80,000 this month? 75 or 80, I forgot. I don't need a spin out. My main focus was to just be green. Green, $127. CGC. I'll pull up CGC for a second. What's the float on it? What's the float? 91 mil. ZVSA. Not today. I'm not going to trade that today. Unless it keeps going. But at 90, at that float, my rules are don't trade it. Do I want to trade it? Yeah, I do. But I can't tell you how many times. I'm sure I'm not going to get a win on this. Had to cut that for a loss. Mullen was a bit of a dump. I'll watch ZVSA, see if we get a bounce off the lows or something. Mullen, I feel, might just be done. I got $100 flat right now. That's it. Yeah, I do see that sub dollar stock. That's just not for me. Unfortunately, it's just not for me. So we'll let that one go by. It's not one I recommend. I did. Trying to figure out which one. That looks kind of good. Got in late. Wow. This one's gonna be this one's most likely a chopper. This one has the liquidity that I like. A little bit of a dub pattern there. Dub. W. Well, I guess stick with the one I'm making money on, which is Mullen. The sub dollars, you can trade them. I've just grown to dislike them. Mostly because I like to use the ladder. And when you use the ladder, it jacks up everything. IBRX, okay. 145 mil float. Yeah. Yeah. Um, nice. Lost $150 there. I told myself I wouldn't trade it in, yet I did. It was a little too much size. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not trading that. I'd rather trade Mullen. I'd rather trade an actual low float stock. No, I'm not green. Mullen, we got possibly a dub pattern at some point. Try to hit it with big size, maybe 10, 20,000 shares. And that could be our profit for the day. IBRX, did it just rip right after I sold? Yeah, it most certainly just did. It's moving. Mullen. I'm watching Mullen. Ah, I should have been in with more size. Son of a. There we go. Mullen's starting to work well. Man, I should have hit that with 20,000 shares. I would have made a ton of money. I'd be up $2,000 right now. I was hesitating. So it's a great example of sometimes just having a starter and then adding and then sometimes, in this case, it would have been better just to slam all my shares right there. That's frustrating. That moves pretty quick. That was 89 to that's a 12-cent move at least. ZVSA. I think we might have to let this one go. Yeah, I figure it's gonna pop here, but probably a drop. So maybe this one, just let it go. IBRX is moving, so we might have to get back over there. It's not really even a low float stock, so I don't even know if I don't think it's of value for me to even get you trading this. Maybe. It is quite strong. Morning, V. I know I had good luck there in Mullen. I knew it. I knew it. I'm up $300 on the day so far. Pulled out of the red. Nah, I'm not going to trade IBRX. Too extended. Float's not right. If it was the only thing, absolutely only thing to trade, I would trade it. But we got Mullen with a low float. Had just gotten a nice trade on it. Very predictable trade there. Not a lot of chop on it either. So I think that makes it a better option than IBRX. So we're just going to watch it here. Yeah, moves funky. I think it has to do kind of with that float. I don't know how many times on slow days the only options were like high float stocks. I'm like, okay, I'll just trade them, and then I just lose a bunch of money. I'm like, why didn't I just stick to my rules? Yeah, that froze. Lost $100 there. What? Yeah, I put in the new brakes on the Forerunner yesterday. Oh wow! It did pop there. That did chop me on. There we go. This looks like a pinch to VWAP. Come on, hold, baby. Shoot. What a pile of garbage. I could have got some money. I could have got some good money if I would have just sold it. I was expecting it to break 4, and it didn't. So I'm not too upset. Oh my gosh. Yep. Classic. So I'm just taking note of how this likes to drop and come back. What the? Oh my gosh. Okay, well maybe this one isn't that good. Maybe I should just hold it. Trying to time the break. Okay, I don't trust it. Dang it. That is very frustrating. There's a couple good trades in here. In fact, one of them I was in on, but okay. Well, buyers tried there and they're starting to lose, so I'm going to stay out. Now I'm back red on the day. That's no fun. Gosh darn this stock. Uh-oh. Gotta cut it. Garbo. Complete Garbo. And there it goes back up. Not having much luck over here either. Yeah, I'm not sure about staying longer either. Yeah, this thing could be selling off for a while, so we got to just be careful. It looks very bearish to me. That's too bad. I had a couple really good trades on it. It's 383 up to 399, but then it rejects. Yeah, there's range on this thing. If you get these dips, you can catch little wins. I'm just fearful of a flush. Wow. Wow. Maybe I should be trading that. I don't know. These high floats, you have to trade them a little different. What a day. I'd like to believe that Mullen is gonna fire back up. It's a pretty well known stock. This Mullen is kind of like a Tesla. It's like a mini Tesla, a very mini Tesla. I don't know. ZVSA we got to keep an eye on because look at that. We might have to jump in this thing. If I see a Russia green, I'm in. Looking to see if we get a breakout. I got to cut that. Down 500 on it. I should have known better. Okay, well, shoot. Exactly. On a hotter market, that sort of trade would have worked really well. I'm telling you. On a little hotter market day on another stock, that same pattern that would have worked so unbelievably well that. But not today. We're getting those rejections. Unfortunately, I took kind of a bigger loss there. And at 34, I took an 8-cent loss, so about $300. Mullen. Come on, can't we get any like nicer breakouts instead of these flushes? Oh my gosh, that's brutal. Look at it. It always hits. Okay. I'm starting to understand this one a little bit more. Hollow just went. Missed it. Brutal. Well, kind of feels like a red day. Mullen is driving me nuts with the shake. For a little bit, I thought it was not really a shaky stock, but it definitely is very shaky. Of course, the stall out. What does this stock like to do? I got to cut that. I can't believe it. This thing is done. Where does that leave me? 500 red. Okay. I do see hollow. I missed it. Wow. Wow. I gotta cut that. Okay. And it comes back right back up. I dumped it. I figured if I didn't dump it, I would get smoked. Yeah, this is total BS. I've since put this on my BS list. I'm not green on a single ticker. Not even one single ticker. I kind of had the right trade there, but bad timing, and ZVSA just took the elevator down. Oh, that's too bad. I was trying to have a no red month, but it looks like the Lord has spoken. This one's popping up on the scanners. 17 million float. Added late. I'm sure this is going to fail. It's a dud. It's a dud. Everything's a dud. Oh my gosh, everything is a dud. Officially today. Nice. I had to bail on that for a small loss. Mullen, I would hope we would get maybe a rebound trade on this. Or is this thing going to flush? Yeah, I think it's probably going to flush. I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to stay out of it. Just look at that. Okay. Well, how are you guys doing? ZVSA is very much a yikes. HWH. Yeah, it looks like Mullen's done. We had our opportunities on it. HWH. HWH. Daily. Huh? 258. Resumption on ZVSA. 527. Oh, flat resumption. That's actually a good sign. So I had $700 on Mullen, and I threw it out the door. Is it my fault? Maybe, or is it just the luck of the draw? Is it just the fact that Mullen is not that strong, and pretty much all the stocks are not that strong today? I'm having a hard time finding one that I'm like wanting to trade. Maybe Hollow. I don't know. That looks like volume garbage. It's tough. Um, Large caps are moving. Something's moving. Just ain't these stocks, frick. So no, I'm just watching the price ladder. It's just like the bid and the ask just makes no sense to me. I do see this one possibly through 283. But for me to make any kind of good money on it, I had to take at least like 10,000 shares, which is a risky move. Mm. I feel it in my bones, boys. I feel it in my bones. It'd probably be wise just to walk away. But sometimes we get action a little bit later on, so you never know. Maybe HWH heats up in 20 minutes and rips. Trying to see if we get a rebound. Oh, that's nice. Oh, shit. I knew it was going to do that. I should have just stayed in with the size I had. Oh, look at AGBA. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Huh. Ooh. 240 down to 211. Dang, damn. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. Back at it again with the what, lions? Okay, well, I just took kind of a bigger loss there, too. All the actions over at COD. CAUD. HWH. Tried. Probably if I held long enough, I'd get out. But I'm down $1,000 now. That's Papui. It's not bad though. Trying to see if we do get another curl on this. Problem is, this thing is in critical condition. I was hoping we'd get a curl back up. We usually would. We usually would where I bought there with 18,000. And it tried and failed. I'm trying to buy it off this support and see if we curl up to, even 232. Hopefully it doesn't go here. I don't want it to go here. There we go. See if it, I wanted to test support again. Oh, shit. Shoot. This is dangerous. This is a flush risk if I've ever had seen one. Yeah, I got to cut it. I got to cut it to be cautious. So 1,300 red. Lost $600 on this. Oh, shoot. I FOMO'd into this. Okay, I'm done. I'm at max loss. That's it. I can't trade anymore. That's it. Usually that's a good pattern. I knew today wasn't going to be great. Yet I still tried to throw some big size out today, and that was the mistake. Just trying to force some money out of the market. It just wasn't there. Yeah, that's very frustrating. But I haven't had a red day in a long time, so it was due. I was due for one. And I mean, it was pretty obvious today. I'm 1800 red. Can I catch a win? Oh my gosh, you can't even catch a win. Okay, no, I got to be done. That was a revenge trade. Revenge trade. No, I have to shut it down. Discipline, discipline, discipline. I'm 1800 red. That's tough. That's tough to do. But I'm not really overly triggered about it, but just a little bummed. Is what it is. Dang. Has to be done. It's the right thing to do. So first red day of the month, taking it here. Luckily, I'm still up 75,000. And just gonna have to take the red day. I don't think it's worth attempting to get back that money. I got aggressive on HWH thinking we could get a move on it. Mullen, yeah, that's trending down. It's a great day to be red. How about that? It's a great day to be red. I feel honored. In fact, I feel honored to be red today. It's a privilege to lose money and still be okay. So that's day trading. Yeah, Frank, I could come back from the $1,800. I just don't think this is the day that it's going to happen. I think today is more at risk of me going down 4 or 5 grand. I truly think like it's if I would keep trading, I could be easily down 4 or 5 grand. And so 1,800 red, it's quite a bit more than I wanted, but that's only because I went over to HWH and I tried to catch a rebound on it. The first entry I took, it popped up. I was up $300. So I was like, let's get 10,000 shares. Let's see if I can get $1,500. Well, this thing just lost volume and it's just lethargic. Light volume. Mullen selling pressure up the wazoo. Maybe, this one could shoot up later on. Garbage. Oh man. So, wow. That happens fast. I kind of forgot how fast you can lose money. I sort of forgot. Now, I would say COD is a maybe for people that trade sub dollar, which I do not. And I'm certainly not going to start trading sub dollar on the day I'm down to 1800. If I'm going to try a sub dollar, I want to do it on a day where it's clearly hot. I have a cushion on the day, and then I can play around with these sub dollars. The reason why I don't like the sub dollars is because on the price ladder, it splits it, and instead of every penny, it goes down to every thousandth of a penny or something, and it messes up the price ladder. So I've just always filtered out sub dollar and stocks below two. Also, because cheaper stocks are harder to trade the range on, it's hard to get those wick reclaims and catch a lot of money because the range on them is pretty tight. So will Mullen break out of this and take off? That might be something to wait for. Should I trade Tesla? Oh, this looks terrible to trade. HWH, I would have made a lot of money if I would have held long enough. Blair immediately comes in. Do not touch Tesla. It's my stock. I don't think I'm going to trade it. I'm done. And this is frustrating because that could have been a pretty big win. Instead, I got basically paper cutted, but I got paper cutted with big size. So, lost $300 there, lost $500 there, paper cuts, but with the size I had. Red 135. Man. But I knew it too because part of the thing is if you're on a green streak, what happens is on the day that it's basically for sure that you're going to be red, you can become stubborn, right? You've been green, you've been bailed out of a lot of red days, which I have. I've been bailed out of a lot of red days, and you guys have been here to watch that. But today my intuition, my gut is telling me, this is intuition and gut, that although I know I'm capable of making that money back, it's just not worth the risk today. And I might have FOMO. Maybe there's going to be, CAUD. I don't have FOMO because it's just not the price that I want to trade. And so when you're trading, you got to filter out the noise, right? You're going to have people calling out this stock and calling out that stock, and they might be making money, but that doesn't matter. You got to make sure that you are able to make money on it, not just, FOMOing into whatever's moving. You have to bring the consistency to the market. If you're inconsistent with your approach, you're going to have inconsistent results. Max loss is what Trading Sister's yelling from the living room. Yeah, my sister's got it figured out. Blair, if I would guess, I'm guessing May. I'm guessing tomorrow is going to be garbage too. Actually, let me change. I'll change my mind. Should I tell you that secret? That's kind of like a members only tip and trick. Let's just say this for the members that have watched the classes. Tomorrow's the last day of the month, and the entire month has been slow. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Sometimes it could be a totally different vibe tomorrow, being that it's the last day of the month. And I'm not making this stuff up. I've been doing this a while. I've been making mistakes, making money, making enemies, making friends, losing my hair. All for what? You're born, you live, you die. So it's not so much a question of how much money you're making, it's more a question of how passionate are you about what you're doing. Especially with trading, you're going to have to be passionate about it for it to work. And you can't be desperate to make money. You got to be chill, patient. And what's an example of not being patient? Well, using too much size when clearly you're not profitable. And so when I speak to students, a lot of times I simply just yell at them to reduce size and focus on consistency. Several students have come here with drawdowns. A lot of them, not saying because they were students of Ross, but several Ross students have come here with $4,000 or $5,000 drawdowns, and it drags on them because they also spent probably $3-4 grand on the course. I feel bad. I genuinely feel bad. I think Ross is a great teacher, but I think there's some things he's not doing a good job teaching on at all. And but the point is, reduce size, focus on the consistency so that you can become profitable and then make a ton of money. Again, day trading is risky. My results are not typical. But the point is, forget about the drawdown. We don't care about the drawdown. Filter the drawdown out. Start at zero. Start small size. Our focus is not making your drawdown back. Our focus is to make you a consistent trader so that you can make a ton of money far beyond your drawdown. So, and I was speaking with my dad about that because he's down like $400. I think like $400, $500, which isn't bad. He's down $400 or $500, but he's always like, "Oh, I got to get out of this drawdown. Oh, this is bad." And I'm like, dude, I'll give you $400. I'll give you $500. We don't have any time to sit here and worry about your drawdowns that you have, the drawdowns you have because of, your early learning mistakes. That's over and done. Let's refocus. Okay. It does suck to make $1 a day or $5, $10 on a good day, $30 on a great day. It sucks because it feels like you're not getting anywhere, but it's not about making money. So let the money come to you at whatever time frame that it's going to be, right? There was several moments in my journey where I'm like, oh, I got it. And then, fast forward a couple weeks, it's like, oh, shoot, maybe I don't got it. And, wow, I just can't believe I lost $1,800 today. It's not that bad, but it's like, whatever. It's a relatively small red day, but still, gauging the strength of the market is the foundation. Forget the patterns, forget the time and sales and level 2. You got to be in tune with the strength of the market and be able to decide if it's worth taking the risk. And today it was not worth taking the risk. HWH, I had the right idea, but there just wasn't volume, and I knew that. And yet I was dumping tens of thousands of shares into this thing. There's no volume. COD, sub-dollar, flush, no surprise. This doesn't surprise me at all. Would I recommend trade zero? I'm not sure. I would. It's not the best platform, but can it get the job done? Yes. Are the fees? I think there is commissions on it. So and it is an offshore broker, so maybe. But then we're talking trading with leverage and all that, and it sounds like a quick way to lose a lot of money, but I don't know. ZVSA back up to the highs. ZVSA. I don't know. Maybe I'll get back on. Or not back up to the highs, back up to, I thought VWAP. No. IBRX did. No, it's just not the day. It's not the day for me. We'll lock up what I consider a successful red day. What's the poll about? Windows or Mac? So, I don't know. I digress. That's day trading. And, if we were to go back to, this is what I always do when I feel bummed. July 2020 to December 2021. I mean, I got to remember where I was 4 years ago. Now, this is right before I figured it out, and you can see right where the 50-50 was finally instigated. This was kind of like trading like Ross, right? Learned good amount from Ross, learned a good amount from Humboldt, Ricky, Live. This was the result of learning from them. This was the result of basically trying something different, which was market orders, dips, in and out, taking a lot of trades. That's the essence of the 50-50 right there, the entire essence of it, right? And then on a day I got triggered was the day I sized up. It was the day I got triggered and I broke my rules. Look, it was a day I should have just shut down early. You can see this little ledge right here. See this little ledge? That's where I was like, oh my gosh, $50 red. I think I was past max loss. My max loss was 30. So I said, screw it. I'm sizing up to 1,000. I'm take the same trades, and it worked. And that was December 11th, 2020. And if we go back to my stats, starting November 5th to December. I wonder what my stats. Oh, well, see, the thing was I had the free trader view back then, so my stats on this side are not exactly perfect. Right. It shows 56% winning trades, but that is because I had the free version of trader view, which clumps each it clumps each ticker as its own trade. So you're like 16 trades on Monday, December 28th, 2020. You traded 16 different stocks. Hell yeah, I did. That was 2020, baby. Market was hot every single day. So that's why my stats are a little bit jacked up. And it's like, oh, only 4 trades, only 3 trades. Well, that's because I had the free version and they limit how many trades you can have, but you can kind of do a cheat and just say count each ticker as a trade. So my stats are a little screwed up from that time. But anyways, that was December 2020. I graduated college like December like 17th or something, or 18th. And as you can see, that was like it was almost like a miracle because the time was running out. I had been doing it for 14, 15 months with no success, and I was about ready to quit. And in fact, it was about when I was about ready to quit that's when I shifted. I said, okay, instead of quitting, I'm just going to lower size. I'm just going to take a bunch of trades. I'm going to lower size because one, that allows me to take as many trades as I want with a cash account, a $10,000 cash account. I can take as pretty much unlimited trades. Before I was trying to like use up $5,000 each day, and I was trying to use 300 shares per trade. I was trying to make $100 a day. I wasn't making, in the long run, I wasn't making anything. It wasn't until I sized way down, right? Here's the first. Okay, no. Opening this up. Here were the first 2 days of November, right? And after October, I took a big loss in October. I said November is going to be different. I'm going to follow max loss. I'm going to do all this and that. Well, first 2 days of November was the same thing. And I just couldn't. This Tuesday, the 3rd of November, Trading Farmer almost quit trading. I think I pretty much cried that day. Maybe. I don't know. Probably cried that day because I remember just being like, wow, $88. I'm graduating college in a month. Been doing it. And so I almost quit. So you click on here, you see the executions here, 9, 8, 2, and 6. Okay. That was Tuesday. Let's go into Wednesday and let's see what changes with those executions. Because that was trading like Ross. That was trading like how, Marcelo and those guys used to trade. Okay. Here's the switch to 50-50. Executions, 45. You see the difference here? You go here, execution, 9, 8, 2, 6. Execution on Monday, 2, 8, 4. Let's go to execution on Thursday, 28. So I had like a 300% increase in the amount of trades I was taking. This was a new style. And what was the result of it? I lost a lot of trades, but when I lost, I cut it immediately. No longer was I holding like what, Ross was teaching or what, Live Traders was teaching or Ricky or, those guys. This was just me. Basically, this was me just saying, screw it. I'm just going to try to make $1. Let me just try to, if I have money, I'm just going to take it. And guess what happened? I started to relax. I started to enjoy trading. And look at that. Week 2, $80. Week 3, $70. Week 4, $20. Green. Overnight, I become this exceptionally profitable trader simply by switching the style at which and the management style of trading, right? It happened quick, all right? And that's why, when I bring up what happened in 2022, how, the first group of guys that, were watching my channel, the switch happened for them very quickly too. And that's why they say, oh, I wasn't there for very long. Yeah, I know. But it doesn't change the fact of the switch that you made was a similar switch that I made back in 2020. It happened overnight. Now, that was after a lot of experience in the market already. It's not like tomorrow you can implement my style and you've only been trading for 2 days and you'll be profitable. That's not an option. You still got to have about a year. You got to have a year where you go through basically boot camp. And then we roll into December, and then halfway through November, I'm like, I'm on to something because my stress is gone. I'm actually profitable. And that's it. The stress is gone and I'm actually profitable. Why would I ever go back to the roller coaster style of Ross? I wouldn't. No way. And every person that I've seen come to my channel from Ross that's picked up the 50-50, they ain't going back to what Ross is doing. Not saying what he's doing is bad, but I can't handle stress and I can't handle big swings. And so this strategy for me is phenomenal. And it's a new strategy because free commissions came out in like 2019. And here's 2020 with this basically manual algorithmic market making strategy. How about that's the name? It's a manual algorithmic market making strategy. Coming into December, kept same story. $45 first week of December. Second week of December, Monday normal, Tuesday normal. Actually, I was on a killer week. $35, that's a huge green day. $36, that was a huge green day. All you got to do is add zero. So $3,500 on the 7th, $3,600 on the 8th, $2,800 on the 9th, $478 on the 10th. All right, what happened on the 11th? What happened? How is this such a big number? What happened was I got triggered. Okay, so what happened was November, in the middle of November, okay, that's when my cousins on the farm called me up and I was telling them, hey, I feel like I've got something here. And they just laugh, right? This was before, I had $1.7 million. Okay, now I have a little bit of bragging rights, which I have earned. Okay, if that sounds arrogant, I'm sorry. But point was, November, I call them, I tell them I feel it. And I had about $18,000 total. I didn't have 25K and I knew I needed the 25K. So I kind of told them, I was like, hey, you guys probably owe me $5 to $6 grand this summer. And I think I said I need 7 for the 25K. Well, I have a nice family and they said, you're a good worker. They basically gave me a bonus. They gave me like $7,500 or $8 grand or something. And I got me right above PDT. So I funded my PDT account going from a $12,000 cash account on November 17th or whatever to a $25,000 account. I never utilized the margin at all. But on the 11th, I got triggered, and that's when I sized up to 1,000 shares. I think maybe 500 and then 1,000. And I took the same trades in the same style, and it stuck. And on the 11th, I remember this day very clearly. This was basically the day my life changed, probably more so than I thought it would. But then it was a weekend, so I came in on Monday. I was like, okay, I'm going to try to do the same thing, but I'm going to be very careful again because I don't have $5 grand to lose. Some of you guys are spoiled because you guys can lose $5 grand and be like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, that wasn't okay for me as a broke college student. So you can learn how to day trade without losing 5 to 10 grand. In fact, that's the only way I would recommend learning. Because look, reality is it's not going to work out for everyone with this day trading, and so there's no harm or foul if you end up quitting, but it's going to kind of suck if you have to give up and you've lost 7 grand. It's going to be a lot easier to just say, hey, this is not for me. I'm not passionate about it. My emotions are just too much, right? The reality is statistically, some of you guys are not going to make it. And I don't like saying that, but I have to be honest. I'm an honest guy. So unfortunately, not all of you guys are going to make it. But if I can protect you guys from losing $5,000, $10,000, then I've done my job. And that's worth something. It's definitely worth something. Now, with that said, the only way you're going to become a day trader is if you fully believe you can do it. Okay, and so this is kind of a dichotomy. This is a paradox, whatever you want to call it. Because on one hand, statistically, not all of you are going to make it. And I have to be honest and straightforward about that. Probably one of the few gurus that will do that, right? You guys know me. I'm not overselling my course. But the only way for you to make it as a day trader is to believe you can do it. And you have to believe it, but not stupidly. You can't just be like, well, I'm going to put my $100,000 IRA. I'm going to start taking big trades. No, you got to still go very slow, very slow, very slow, very slow. But you have to believe it. Okay, so the question is, do you believe it? Do you believe in your heart you can do this? And secondly, probably most important, is if you actually love doing this day in and day out. For me, I did. And that's partly why I didn't quit in November. I seriously almost quit. I'm not just saying that to wow you guys. I almost quit on the 3rd of November. Like that was where it was like, I don't want to wake up tomorrow and trade, you know. But as the day went on the Tuesday, as the day went on, and I, you know, who knows what I was doing? I was probably smoking a bunch of weed that day or something. I had some bright idea that's like, well, screw it. I love waking up. Let's just continue waking up, and let's just tone everything down, bro. Let's just take it down a notch, right? So little changes can make all the difference. Little changes can make all the difference. And for me, my brain, the decision I made to go to the 50-50, at the time I didn't know how it was going to play out. But after going through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I felt like, wow, that was easy. I still ended the week red, but I was like, wow, those 3, that was easy. 9 through the 13th, that was easy. A little frustrated on the 11th, 16th, I was like, that's easy. And so I made $6,000 from November to December, which was mind blowing. I thought I won the lottery. Until the December 21st. This was the first test, right? And you're going to be tested as a trader. This was my first test. I never should have lost this much money this day. It was a classic snowball day. Look at how clear snowball. And it was a day I was triggered because I was up nearly 1,000 and I lost it all and I got triggered. I was an inexperienced trader, and that day, this one really tested me. This was like my first test. This was my breakthrough, and then this was like the test of like, okay, farmer, do you have the ability to dig out of this hole? Do you have the ability to reset emotionally? Because I was like dizzy that day. Like losing $2,600 in a single day was made me dizzy because it was a ton of money to me. That was like 10% of my entire net worth. So imagine, losing 10% of all your money within an hour. Your entire life savings, 10% of it gone in an hour or two. So, a lot of you guys are, you just see me making money, and it's just like, oh, that kid's spoiled. Oh, he's, he's so arrogant, and I try not to be, but point is, I went through this garbage too. I've went through boot camp. I came out, and now you guys are seeing the rewards of my struggling. You're seeing the rewards of my crying. You're seeing the rewards of my perseverance. I don't know if I'm like Trump. I mean, I don't know if Trump did anything to earn the million. I think for the $26,000 I had, which was a blessing and again privilege, but I also worked for that amount of money. I had been working on that farm since 3rd grade, starting off by just bringing drinks out to the field. And I came back after 4th grade, after 5th grade, after 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, all throughout college. Every summer, I made hay. I got sunburned. I got in my underwear to go swim out into a lake to fix fence. I fixed fence out in the heat. I got stepped on by cows. I got my finger nearly chopped off by a combine. So, am I like Trump? I don't know. Maybe, but I certainly wasn't just handed the money. Certainly wasn't handed the money. Call it miraculous if you will, but maybe it was a miracle that basically precisely right when I finally had $26,000, precisely right when I was about to graduate college, was precisely the time I had the breakthrough. And that was shortly after I almost quit. All right. you know. So then, going into 2021, I just kept with it. And all of 2021, I traded 50-50. Now, the stats are going to be a little jacked up because, again, I had the free trader view, but very close, 50-50. And that year, I made $313,000 as a 21-year-old and a 22-year-old because I had my birthday there in February. And this was a crazy year. I mean, that's you go from making nothing to making that with, I shouldn't say ease, because there was a couple times I basically cried that year. One being, it wasn't the first time I lost $15,000, but a month later when I lost like $12,000 on the last day of the month, after I swore I would never have a huge drawdown like I had in July. So this year is fraught with a lot of mistakes, and I can't lead you to believe that I just took off and it was just easy. It was continually hard. And I was continually learning tough lessons. But that was 2021. All right, 2022. All right, 2022 was the breakout year for me. That's when I started my YouTube channel. And 586,000 in 2022. Again, 50-50, 48% green, 51% red. 50-50, the essence of 50-50. And that was 2022. And then 2023, there's just quite a few issues with it. One being, just being a little emotional about the whole situation with kind of like those guys blatantly trying to run away. And I don't blame them. I do the same thing, but I'm not in that position. I'm in the position where I have to be the police. I have to put my foot down and stand up a little bit. And so 2023 was that year for me, kind of being like, whoa, guys. Whoa. Slow your roll, boys. So a little distracted last year, but 478,000. And then, and now 2024, it's like record. I don't know where we're going to finish the year. I mean, my averages took a hit today, but 341,000 with a 4,100 daily gain. I'm sure that's going to bleed out, especially if the slow market continues. 50-50. Yeah, anyways, life's a trip, guys. Life's a trip. So do it right. Believe in yourself. And you can be here too. I'm no different from you guys. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I am pretty weird and crazy, but I like to believe I'm pretty smart. But the point is, guys, I started where you guys are. Okay, and there was no Trading Farmer channel.